right? There are three factors which collectively determine the atmospheric condition of any area. Okay, short-term atmospheric condition is referred to as weather, and long-term atmospheric condition is referred to as climate. Okay, now see the three important factors which determine the atmospheric condition of any area are temperature, pressure and humidity. I made it clear that temperature and humidity are referred to as active factor and pressure is referred to as passive factor, though all the three factors depend on climate. Okay, in our syllabus, in GS syllabus, actually we have to study about temperature belt, which include tropical zone, temperate and polar zone, again heat budget of the earth surface, again heat budget of earth atmosphere, inversion of temperature, its impact are relevant topics. Okay, similarly we have to study about pressure factor, right? Factor response, actually factor causing change in the pressure factor, again particularly pressure belt on the earth. You know that there exists 7 pressure belt on the earth, they are found in alternative way. Okay, so we have to discuss about pressure belt. Pressure belt is important factor and impact of pressure condition in the atmosphere or weather condition of any particularly part of the or any place on the earth. Okay, and the term humidity include several factors like condensation. Okay, condensation is important factor, cloud formation is important factor, precipitation, that is rainfall, theory of precipitation will be included there, type of precipitation and form of precipitation we will discuss in detail. Okay, beside this we have to study about structure of earth atmosphere, structure and composition of earth atmosphere. Getting well now? Structure, actually this is also important topics for prelims as well as mains. Okay, again see, beside this we have to study about, actually you see, this is earth surface, you know, and earth is surrounded from all the sides by mechanical mixture of gas. We have discussed it now. So actually this mechanical mixture of gas surrounding the earth is referred to as earth atmosphere. How atmosphere is defined now? It is defined as the mechanical mixture of gas. Okay, now see, the mechanical, it is defined as mechanical mixture of gas, mechanical mixture of gas. Okay, mechanical mixture of gas is referred to as air. In Hindi it is referred to as vayu. Okay, what is the meaning of air? It is clear na? Air is nothing but the mechanical mixture of gas. Okay, actually atmosphere contain gas, atmosphere contain water vapor, atmosphere contain dust particle, it also contain ice crystal. Okay, so atmosphere is the aggregate of gases, it is the aggregate of, it is also the aggregate of dust particle, water droplet, water vapor as well as ice crystal. Getting well now? But the entire atmospheric phenomena can be defined in terms of change in the state of water, right? As for example, if water converts from liquid to the gas, it is referred to as evaporization. Okay, it increases the humidity content or moisture content of the air, and moisture content depend on the temperature because moisture retaining capacity is proportional to temperature. Okay, again see particularly this is mechanical mixture of gas is referred to as air. Now see, on the basis of its movement, actually air is divided to two parts. One is if there occur vertical movement of the air, okay, or if there occur horizontal movement of the air. Okay, if there occur vertical mobility movement of the air, it is referred to as air current. Air current. It is clear na? What is the meaning of air current? It is clear na? There are two segments of this. One is if there occur upward upliftment of the air, it is referred to as ascending column of air current. Ascending column of air current. Getting well now? And if there occur downward descent of the air, it is referred to descending column of air current. Okay, right? Actually, in terms of vertical mobility movement, we have two type of air current. One is ascending column of air current. Air is referred to as current only when it possesses the vertical mobility, either upward or downward. Okay, Upward descending component is referred to as ascending column of air current, and downward descending component is referred to as descending column of air current. Getting well now? Actually, whenever there will be upward upliftment of the air, it is referred to as ascending column of air current, and this will produce low pressure condition on the earth surface. Okay, actually it causes cyclonic condition on the earth surface. It is clear now? It means cyclone is associated with upward upliftment of the air. Upward upliftment of the air also favor cloud formation. Okay, cloud formed condensation occurred due to upward upliftment of the air. It is clear now? Cloud formation occurred, and hence particularly the area is expected to get rainfall. Getting well now? What is the impact of ascending column of air current? It is clear, right? It produces low pressure on the earth surface. It creates cyclonic condition. Okay, it is favorable for condensation and hence cloud formation, and rainfall or precipitation is expected to occur there. Okay. On the other hand, whenever there is descending column of air current, right, actually it creates high pressure on the earth surface, produces anticyclonic condition. Okay, no cloud formation occur here, and the area remain dry. Okay, it means actually in every desert like Sahara desert, okay, Nefu desert, Taklamakan desert, okay, Gobi desert, Thar desert, there occur downward descending column of air current. That's why no cloud formation occur, and hence precipitation not occur. It is clear now? One important point. Normally it appears opposite, but you see, if air is dry, it is heavy. If air is moist, it means it is having particularly water droplet, it is light in weight. It is clear, it appears opposite now, but actually this is the reality, because when you will add humidity in the air, its density increases, and its volume increases and density decreases, and we are defining air atmospheric pressure as the weight of one column now. So if it will spread, then weight will be decreased now, and hence particularly that's why it is said that dry air, since heavy, poses downward descending tendency now, and moist air, since light, poses the tendency to particularly uplift in upward direction. Getting well now? Okay. So what is the impact of air current? It is clear. Ascending column create low pressure. It causes cyclonic condition, and hence cloud formation occur, and precipitation is expected there. On the other hand, if there is descending column of air current, it creates high pressure, anticyclonic condition. In anticyclonic condition, precipitation, cloud formation not occur, and hence the area will remain dry, okay, or desert like. Getting well now? You see, I divided air into two categories. If there occur vertical mobility of air, it is referred to air current, but if there occur horizontal mobility of the air, it is referred to as wind. What is the difference between air current and wind? It is clear now. If there occur vertical mobility of air, it is referred to as air current, but if there occur horizontal mobility of the air, it is referred to as wind. Getting well now? Actually, you see, suppose I am drawing a figure. Suppose air is moving blowing in this direction. Again, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth one. First, second, third, and fourth. There are four components of air drawn in this figure. You see, if this is our surface, okay, if this is our surface, first and third is horizontal component. That's why it will be referred to as wind, and second and third, fourth is vertical component. Hence, it is referred to as air current. Okay. So first is referred to as surface wind. Okay. Second is referred to as ascending column of air current. Third is referred to as subsurface wind. Subsurface, upsatahi. Okay. And fourth is referred to as descending column of air current. Okay. It is clear. If A is the place here and B is the place here. Okay. So A is expected to get rainfall. Right, A will experience low pressure, cloud formation will occur here, cyclonic condition will prevail there. On the other hand, at B, high pressure is created, anticyclonic condition prevail, dry condition prevail there. It is obvious now. Okay. Actually, though there are two type of air: vertical mobility, air current; horizontal mobility is referred to as wind. Getting well now? Again, we have three type of wind. You see, first is referred to as primary circulation, secondary circulation, and tertiary circulation. Getting well now? We have three type of wind: primary circulation, secondary circulation, and tertiary circulation. Getting well now? Actually, I am defining primary, secondary, and tertiary. You see, those wind which blow in a fixed direction throughout the year is referred to as primary circulation. Okay? How primary circulation is defined? Which wind is put in the category of primary circulation? Those wind which will blow in a fixed direction throughout the year is referred to as primary circulation. Example is trade wind, westerly and polar easterly wind. Okay? Trade wind actually, you see, this is 0 degree, this is 23.5 degree north, this is 66.5 degree north, and this is 90 degree north now. This is 23.5 degree south, this is 66.5 degree south. Okay, and this is 90 degree south now. So here you will find trade wind actually of the northern hemisphere, and this is trade wind of southern hemisphere. It is clear now? Naming of the wind is done on the basis of the direction through which it appears to come. Okay? So since this component appears to be coming from northeast, that's why it is referred to as northeast trade wind. Okay? And this is referred to as southeast trade wind, second component. Southeast trade, this is referred to, this is southeast direction. Na? So that's why northeast trade wind is the trade wind of northern hemisphere. Southwest trade wind is the southeast trade wind is the trade wind of southern hemisphere. Getting well now? Actually, trade wind always blow in this way, in this direction. They never change their direction. That's why they are referred to as primary circulation. Getting well now? Okay. Again, you see the second particularly circulation is, this is westerly wind. Okay. Westerly wind blowing between 23.5 degree to 66.5 degree, that is in temperate zone or middle latitudinal zone. Similarly, westerly wind blow in this way, in this zone between 23.5 degree south to 66.5 degree south. Getting well now? Right, this is trade wind, remain fixed or blow consistently throughout the year in the same direction. Westerly wind also blow consistently in temperate zone, right, from west to east. Okay, right, almost from west to east in the same direction throughout the year. And this is polar easterly wind, polar easterly wind. Okay, polar easterly wind. Getting well now? Okay. So actually trade wind is the wind of the tropical zone, westerly wind is the wind of the temperate zone, and polar easterly wind is the wind of the polar zone. Since they blow in the fixed direction throughout the year, that's why it is referred to as primary circulation. Getting well now? Okay. And since it affects the entire earth, entire planet, that's why primary circulation is also referred to as planetary wind. It means trade wind is the example of planetary wind, westerly wind is the example of planetary wind, and polar easterly wind is the example of planetary wind. Getting well now? Now see, I am defining secondary circulation. Look, I defined primary circulation as the wind which blow in the fixed direction throughout the year. Getting well now? Right? Actually, again you see secondary circulation, those wind which change its direction at least once in a year, at least, to be noted. May change its direction twice, thrice, it makes no difference, but at least once in a year is referred to as secondary. What is the basic difference between primary and secondary? It is clear now? Those wind which never change its direction is referred to as primary circulation, but those which change its direction at least once in a year is referred to as secondary circulation. Example are, right, air mass front cyclone, anticyclone, or and monsoon. Air mass, which is in Hindi referred to as Vayu Rasi, front, Vatagra, cyclone, anti-cyclone and monsoon are the example of secondary circulation. Getting well? It is clear now? Because you know that from June to September, the action of the monsoonal wind is from southwest now, and from September to December it changes direction from northeast. That's why northeast monsoon. Okay, so it changes direction. That's why you see previous initially monsoon was considered as the local wind. Okay, but after the relation of monsoon with that of the jet stream was established now, jet stream is also the example of secondary circulation. It is clear na? Then monsoon started to be put in the category of the secondary circulation. Okay, right? So example of primary circulation is trade wind, westerly wind and polar easterly wind. Example of secondary circulation is air mass, front, cyclone, anti-cyclone and monsoon, right? How you will define secondary circulation? So those wind which changes direction at least once in a year is referred to as secondary circulation. And you see third category is tertiary circulation. So those wind which develop due to extremely local condition is referred to as tertiary circulation. That because in the origin and development of the secondary circulation, local condition play important role. That's why tertiary circulation is also referred to as local wind. Okay, like Chinook, like Phone, like Minstrel. Okay, they are the example of Minstrel. Again, Tehuantepec. Okay, they are the example of Bora. Okay, so they are the example of secondary circulation because they develop locally. Okay, as for example, you see this is North America na. Okay, this is Rockies mountain na. So along the eastern slope of Rockies, a wind descend downward. This is referred to as Chinook. Chinook is the example of local wind. Right, as the wind descends downward, its velocity gets accelerated as gravitational pull favor it descent na. So that's why it causes friction with the surface and hence temperature increases, which causes the melting of snow in this region. That's why Chinook is also referred to as a snow eater. Okay, its positive impact is the area become snow free and posture develop for animal husbandry, which is suitable favorable for animal husbandry purpose. Okay, so actually what is the basic difference between primary circulation, secondary circulation, tertiary circulation? It is clear. In climatology we will discuss about tropical wind, trade wind, westerly wind, polar easterly in detail. We will discuss about air mass, front, cyclone, anti-cyclone and monsoon in detail, and local wind and their particularly specific characteristic. Okay, it is clear now? And you see, right, it means particularly temperature is important factor in climatology, which we have to discuss. Pressure is factor, humidity, natural precipitation and rainfall cloud formation law and associated with this. Right, again heat budget is important topics. Inversion of temperature is important topics. Primary circulation, secondary circulation and tertiary circulation is important topics na. And the aggregate impact of this is the climate, you know na. So climatic classification of the world as well as climatic classification of Indian subcontinent will be discussed in this class. Okay, best of luck. Okay.